You may encounter some emergency conditions that require special handling around the carrier. Most emergencies cannot be simulated during training. Skill and experience may be the only hope in getting a crippled aircraft safely aboard. One that can be simulated is a no-HUD carrier landing. Before you turn off the HUD, notice 3 to 4 degrees down is about even with the bottom of the angle of attack indexer. This is the position you want to keep the landing area in during the entire approach. Without a HUD or in any other emergency condition, you'll want to perform a straight-in approach. You can use the navigation display in the HSD to read out aircraft heading. We'll discuss HSD in greater detail in the next section. Since we cannot see details on the carrier itself yet, keep the carrier even with the bottom of the indexer and centered on the HUD. Reduce power until you're on speed. Drop the gear, flaps, and hook. Use small corrections keeping the carrier centered and slightly down on the HUD. Check your landing heading against the wake of the ship. If it's pointing down and slightly left, you're on the correct heading. Correct for lineup if required. As details of the carrier become visible, look for the ball. Once you have sight of the ball, call the ball and correct for glide slope deviations. Do not let the aircraft get too out of shape. Watch your angle of attack and remain on speed. Center the landing area in the HUD even with the bottom of the indexer and fly the aircraft to touchdown. With an instrumentation, flight control, hydraulic, or engine problem, you should attempt to divert to a secondary airfield. If one is not available or fuel does not permit, then you must attempt to either land at the carrier or if the aircraft is not controllable at landing speeds, execute a controlled ejection. If you must eject, establish yourself on an inbound heading to the ship. Descend to approximately 1,000 feet and fly over the ship. Once past the ship, press Shift E to eject from the aircraft. You should be in friendly territory, so it's very likely you'll be safely rescued.